300 nur noch. Höchstgeschwindigkeit und im Ziel hinein.
Yes!
For the final heat of Women's Skeleton World Championships. We see you out there. Wave to the cameras. Thanks so much for being here down at the finish to celebrate the athletes on their amazing runs for today. And if these athletes are clearing up, Carl, I think the weather might give us a fantastic buggy.
Just a reaction for the top 45 sleds. It's reverse certified rank group 3, so you know for a fact that the sleds that turn moves are International Bobsled Skeleton Touring Federation, IBSF World Champions Skeleton. That's what it's about. It's the World Championships here in Hoevenberg.
This is the first time the U.S. athletes, Bobsleigh and Skeleton, have had an ice house that they can train in all year long. That's how you train the push. That's one of the things you can't slide year round, but you can train your push. And we're very fortunate to have Florida and the Olympic Regional Development Authority install such a fantastic facility.
It is state of the art. It does give an opportunity for all the scalpers, athletes, and bobsledders alike to practice their ever so important side. Really closer and closer with 2 forerunners before we start with the first competitive sled.
One minute to our first of 2 forerunners. Track is clear. Our first of 2 forerunners.
With a track record, underlines his dominance here. He's the youngest ever. Oh my goodness. Bumpy!
Welcome back to Lake Placid in the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York. Mount Van Hoevenberg, the venue for the 1932 and 1980 Winter Games. And for the final heats of the IBSF Women's Skeleton World Championships 2025, we are on the 4th different track on which men and women have raced down this mountain. So after 3 heats, we have a very entertaining and very tight lead group. Just ahead of Nicole Silveira of Brazil is the USA's Mystique Rowe. Second fastest in the first heat, third fastest in the third heat. A disappointing 10th fastest in Heat 2, but she has fought her way back into the bronze medal position. In the silver medal position overnight, and still, is Anna Fernstedt from the Czech Republic. She's been consistent and fast, and that is key to success on this tricky driver's track in Lake Placid. It would be a sensation if she could grab a medal here. And in front, from third place in the first heat to the overnight lead, Kimberly Bos of the Netherlands. She extended that advantage in Heat 3. It is not huge. 2800s is not a lot in this sport, particularly on a track like Lake Placid. It is so filled with potential disaster areas. But it is Kimberly Bos who leads from Anna Fernstedt and Mystique Rowe. Then Nicole Silveira, Hallie Clark in a near-dead heat ahead of Li Yuqi of China. Kim Marmons, the first heat leader, dropped to 7th overnight, and that's where she remains. 25 fastest sleds from Heat 3 go through into the 4th and final heat, and they are rounded out by Sarah Schmidt of Switzerland. She is in 25th place. So Lara Vargas, Clara Asnar and Shannon Galea will be watching the action from trackside along with us. And the us is you at home, me, Martin Haven, and Zach Lund in the booth. Well, there's Kimberly Bos's family, a bit of orange for the Netherlands there. It's been a colder day today than it was yesterday. Very different track conditions, and those who have benefited from that are the ones who have reacted best to it, Zach.
Yeah, it's definitely, the ice has got a lot harder. It's going to get harder tonight as the sun goes down, and it seems like the weather's a little less blustery now and settling down, so hopefully we get a little less snow on the track. And some faster times.
Absolutely. And there are some very tight gaps. The top 3, again, you're a mistake from disaster on this track. We've seen a couple of tiny errors turn into cataclysmic time losses, so nothing is guaranteed. Our start draw is the reverse of their current standing. So 25th goes off first, Sarah Schmidt, followed by Kelly Delker, Julia Simpson and the rest. And the final sleds on ice will be our top 3. Mystique Rowe, and then Anna Fernstedt, and finally Kimberly Bos. So who goes up, who goes down? Well, we've got a few tight little groups, but particularly between Li Yuqi in 6th and Jackie Pfeiffer in 15th, just 1 second. 4th and final heat of the IBSF Women's Skeleton World Championships in Lake Placid. Switzerland's Sarah Schmidt kicks us off. She's the first to go in the top 25, the 19-year-old under-20 junior world champion. 5:33, her final push, and that's her fastest of the competition.
Fastest push, a little skid out there, 1. Gets it back pretty quickly. You can already see that there's a lot less snow on the track.
Yeah, the track workers have had about an hour from the second heat to get the snow blowers out, and looks like it might have had a little spritz as well, just to try and cover over some of those grooves.
Uh-oh, real late in the 10 here. She's gonna probably drop out early, hit this left-hand wall. Yep.
So she's giving us an indication perhaps of what the track is like for the later runners. I'm sure some of their coaches will be studying this. They can't adjust their sleds now. Everything, all the between the run work has been completed.
See how this time comes down, comparable.
So her last run, 56.18, 56.24, just a whisker slower.
Yeah, pretty similar to the last run.
Yep. So she had 2 slightly varied runs in day 1, tidying it up a little in day 2. That's perhaps understandable. Yesterday was the anomaly in terms of weather. It was warmer and milder. The track was softer and grippier. Today is very much more like what they trained on for 6 runs earlier in the week.
Yeah, this is definitely what they were used to throughout the week. You can see here out of 3, she hits there a little hard, gets a little skid going there, going into 4, but she got that back. Here, coming much too early out of 10, missing that push. Speed won't be there. But she can't fall back, so.
There you go. Top 25 guaranteed for Sarah Schmidt of Switzerland.
Not my best, but
The 19-year-old in her third World Championships, in fact. So Kelly Delker, well, Kelly Delker from Puerto Rico in what will be, I think, the final World Championship slide of her sliding career, her 3rd Worlds. Raced in Whistler, raced in St. Moritz. She was 19th in both of them. 24th place finish. The 3rd run, she was just saying to me, not really what she'd hoped for. So she just wants to go out and lay down a good one on this final run.
Yeah, sometimes you'll find these athletes get a lot more relaxed and settle into the race once they know kind of where they're settling out,
Yeah,
with the results. And sometimes you'll see some of their best runs with pressure off a little bit.
A little bit like Akwasi Frimpong from Ghana. He knew it was going to be his final run, so he made the most of it. You almost want to kind of look up and take in the sights, but actually what you really want is one that feels sweet.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good to have a strong run and have fun too, right?
Yeah. From 800s back to 300s back into the green. Kelly, better speed than Sarah Schmidt. Wild there as well.
Looks like they definitely have a little spritz on the track in some corners here. Tapping her way down.
71 miles an hour through the chicane. Still building speed down into the heart. Really only start to lose a little bit of speed out of the final corner. 19, 56.48 across the line.
Not her best run, but she held on.
And better than the previous one today. That was 2/10 quicker than her 3rd heat, 56.6. Down to 56.4, so I think she'll be relatively pleased with that.
I'm sure she'll have a big smile. Here you can see on 3, she comes out, hits pretty hard. You see the sparks, and then sled breaks into immediate skid, and she's got direction away and late into 4, which is never good. Here, getting hung up on the 12, little air time. And in the chicane, just coming out a little too far right. Little bump, little skid. Nothing too damaging.
Final run in the World Championships for Kelly Delker. She stays in front of Sarah Schmidt. Now there's a little bit of a gap to Julia Simpson, 55 hundredths ahead of Kelly Delker of Puerto Rico. And Julia moved ahead of both Kelly and her teammate Sarah Schmidt, who is ahead of her overnight. From a sliding family, grandfather, father and mother, all sliders in Bobsleigh and Skeleton.
I love that.
567, just a whisker quicker than her 1st heat today.
Little skid out of 1, got it right back. Decent 3-4 here, so we should get going. Yeah, decent highway, little skid here, skid there, but a little late to 10.
Now starting to build her speed. What's 56 hundredths up in the 3rd heat. 53 hundredths up now. Slightly better speed than Kelly Delker.
Oh, sneak it through there.
Starting to get the hang of it now. 4 runs into the race. Julia's only raced on this track once before in 2024. 55.92 takes the lead. It's actually quite an improvement on her previous couple of days. Just slightly slower than 55.86 in her 1st run, but eases away from Kelly. So Kelly says goodbye from the leader's box, and Julia will get a coat and head in there because it is still cold and blowy.
Yeah, that's a good way to end your World Champs. Smile.
Yeah, a few high fives. Got to do the full hulking, go all the way down the line.
Hats off to these fans being out here in these conditions.
Yeah, at least there's a little bit of shelter at the finish and at the start.
Yeah, you can see here, ooh, coming out a big red, 18.
Yeah.
19. I don't know what they say Big Red was.
19.
19, all right.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was 19.
Caleb, yeah, it wasn't a wind-up. Caleb, I was talking to him earlier. They are actually trying to make that a thing.
I think, I
so
know.
We'll see. All right. So Alina Peltmans of Belgium, just 400s ahead of Julia Simpson. This is as close as it gets. This is as near to a dead heat as you need to be. Just a whisker quicker than the Swiss slider, so opens that gap to 700ths of a second.
Nice smooth top.
But she didn't have as much velocity through that first speed trap as Simpson, so not building the gap quite as quickly.
Her start time's been hurt, but her sliding has been great. She's been really consistent.
Very smooth third heat earlier this afternoon. This is looking nice as well.
Nice 6 to 10 here.
Sure she's not German? I know the colours of the flag are in the wrong order, but slow start. Yeah, all right, okay.
There we go.
I'll withdraw that.
Dropped out way too early of that, oversteered 14, hit the inside wall and got a triple hit.
And I was going to say that's going to leave her in real trouble. Julia Simpson was very close. 56.4 is the slide, and she plummets. Well, she only drops one spot, but even so, it was so tight between the two of them. And we talked about this all the way through the men's race and the women's race so far. One error, and all right, it compounded itself through the chicane, but one error can be really, really all it takes to rob you of a good run.
Yeah, especially a big one like that. You can never take the triple hit through there. It does a lot of damage to your speed and time. But her run, other than that one big mistake, was actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Right here you can see.
And the problem is you get sideways like that, you know you're heading for pain, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, kind of when you come out of that, it's like a compression, and then your head pops up and you see where you're at. Sometimes you're like, uh-oh. That's not where I want to be.
No, no. Where the sled hits, the body follows.
Yeah.
All right, so now then, Austria's Julia Erlacher, another one of our young sliders, just 24 in her second World Championships. She's another junior World Championship competitor, so she's had a few runs in big events. She's the reigning European Cup champion. So that's the second tier of sliding held on the European tracks. She came out on top of the standings this season. The World Cup last year, stepped back to EC to get a bit more ice time.
Oh, starts a little out there. She got on the sled a little early there.
Yeah, it's a tenth slower than in her previous run, so I wonder if she's just nursing a little tweak. She'll probably go into the team's competition tomorrow night. So actually, this is good time for the girls to be on ice.
Yeah.
So they'll be starting late tomorrow.
Smooth through here. A little mistake in 3-4, but get it back and see how she handles this. Little late there.
Like everybody who learns in Eagles, she keeps her aerodynamic profile, arms clamped, heels together.
Yeah, position is key. It's important. And when things start getting a little sketchy, it's hard to keep that good position.
Second best speed, still 5/10 up on Julia Simpson. Should be no drama across the line. 2700s. It wasn't the hugest margin, was it? Shows what a good run Julia had. She moved up one spot. But again, no guarantee that others yet to come aren't going to have a bit of a nightmare and drop back.
Yeah, there's a couple groups of sliders here that are close to each other. Might see a little changing around there, but
well, Julia was only 1300s ahead of Julia Simpson, and she opened that up, nearly doubling it. So there's the Austrian flag. Got to say that's her mum and dad. I don't know them, but you've got to say it's likely to be.
yeah, you can see on that hit after that, her sled breaks into a skid. She's going nose away from the curve 4. Never ideal. Here, a little skid as well. You can tell that this ice is nice and hard, getting a lot of little micro skids and skids on these first sliders.
So Austria's Julia Erlacher in the leader's box as we get to Great Britain's Freya Tarbit. 5 down, 20 to go. So Freya, 20th place on her World Championship debut. Junior World Championship bronze medalist in Winterberg 2023.
Didn't see her start time, but
5:37 getaway for Freya.
it's her fastest one so far. It's good.
think she's been a little bit frustrated by Lake Placid. Not a track she's got much ice time on. Not a track any of the British girls got much ice time on, but
it's a love-hate relationship with this track. I've had love and hate for it.
Well, she's building speed nicely. This is a very smooth-looking run, and if that's not the curse of the commentator, I don't know what is. Oh, there you go.
Skid. Looks like she lost the tape there.
Yeah.
Still good speed, though.
Yeah.
A little late there. Getting a little bit behind on the heart.
She's going to go from 1.5, stays 1.5 ahead of Julia Erlacher, 55.21. Previous run
so
today.
far, yeah.
Yeah, it was a 15, so she's right in there. 2 runs within 600ths of each other. Mind you, if you overlap the video, they'll be utterly different on every record. They will, won't they? You know, when you're learning, they absolutely will.
Yeah.
And although she's an experienced World Cup slider, not so much on this track.
Yeah, this track is very unique, and it's a track you need a lot of runs on to get the feel for it. It really is so different than most of the tracks in the world, and if you don't have a lot of runs on it, it shows.
She got that little nudge away, and then you drop down underneath the outrun and pop back up. So you're coming uphill there. The sled's getting a little lighter, and as you said, yeah, the tape flying off the sled.
Yeah, you get about a little bit of like almost a negative half G-force or that compression out there, and it sometimes can make your body spring up and throw you into a skid.
So we're getting towards into our top 20 now with Alessia Cripper. Alessia 1100ths ahead of Freya Tarbit. And Alessia more experienced of the two. This is her 5th World Championships. Made her debut in Altenburg back in 2020. A couple of weeks before COVID hits. 5:33 getaway. And again, yesterday a 24 and a 31. Today a 27 and a 33. So not massive variance, but unusual that she's not a little closer together.
Yeah. That group could be getting a little sticky. We'll see. Let's somebody start timing that in. A little slower. She's having a good ride so far. See if she can bring it back here. Oh, that's not going to help. Missed the push L10.
She was 1500ths over Freya Tarbit. She's 1100ths back. That's going to be a quarter of a second of the next clock.
She's going to hit here.
Wow.
Ooh,
it's not a quarter, it's half a second. And she's dragging speed out of the sled with that as well. So she'll be safe from Julia Erlacher. 7/10 back. Freya Tarbit stays in the leader box. Fetch that young lady another jacket. That little soft shell she's wearing is not going to keep her warm for long. Wow. Disappointing final run for Alessia Cripper.
Yeah, she looks frustrated.
Yeah. Annoyed with herself. She knows she made a mistake that she...
Yeah. It's hard to finish on a frustrating run like that, but she's all smiles.
Yes, she is. There you go. Lots of friends and family here, which is really nice to see.
You see after 3 here, she threw her sled into a skid before she even hit the wall. That makes it so you don't know what you're going to get after that hit, and hard to predict. Here you can see the heart. That's out of, where is that? 7? And down in chicane, she gets hung up a little bit there and gets a little tap, and then she puts it into a nice power skid.
Again, more tape falling off her sled. Yeah. When you get down into sub-zero, the stickiness stops being sticky. So from Alessia Cripper to her teammate Valentina Margaglia, the older of the two at 31 years old.
Great push.
Yeah, she has got a great start, but she struggled to convert that into results this season. It's her 7th World Championships. First competed in the Worlds in Koenigsegg back in 2017.
Wow.
So, yeah, getting to the end of her 2nd Olympic quad.
First run, she's been fighting a little bit, like you see there in the straights. And that's been really hurting her. She's right there again, fighting the straightaway.
She's gone from 4/10 to 400ths over Freya Tarbit, and nothing like the speed of the British slider. Freya was fastest on the bottom half of the track. So she's going to go back as well. Now she won't drop behind Alessia Cripper, will she? Alessia's 6,800ths back, but Valentina's not got speed. It looks so pedestrian. Across the line, she does go behind Cripper.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
She'll be frustrated at that one.
It's funny, isn't it? When you look at a sled below the chicane there, it just looked so slow.
Yeah, well, when you put these skids, you get those skids between in the straightaways, it really takes a lot out of that speed.
Well, the actual speed difference is 5 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's somebody stationary and somebody cycling past them.
Yeah. See right there, a little skid there between, coming out in the straightaway, fighting a little bit.
And Zach, when you lose the speed, you can't hold the sled on the corner, on the line you need. And so it just compounds that problem.
Yeah, it changes your lines, it changes where you need to do your steers. It changes a lot, not having that speed. It definitely helps.
Well, that was more like the speed that the track was at yesterday. And that's a familiar face of Valentina Margallo this year. Confused and disappointed. So Freya Tarbit leads as we get to Hannah Neiser in 17th place. Hannah Neiser, the women's skeleton Olympic champion. 20th, 16th, 12th. Well, some redemption coming in the third heat, but not a great deal, you'd have to say.
Yeah, they groove through her pretty hard. She handled it quite well.
So 4100's up. Valentina Margallo started her run 4 tenths ahead of Freya Tarbit and dropped the same distance back. 3 tenths back. She's losing ground to the British slider.
Skid here. Let's see what she does in 10. It's going to be critical, especially if she's falling back right now.
2 tenths back. She's lost half of her advantage. 4th best speed. Tarbit was quickest. She's 2 kilometers slower.
She's have to get this perfect right here. No, she's going to lose it.
Going to be close. She's 300s back. 2nd best speed. Freya Tarbit was quickest. Tarbit is going to pick off the Olympic champion, or is she? Hannah Neiser finds it at the bottom by 1300s.
She got a little push out of that 14.
Yes, she did.
That's impressive. Not easy to do to make a comeback like that.
Wow. To give away 4 tenths and then to come back.
Yeah. Closer do you like it?
That shows her knowledge and experience of how to get the best out of herself and her sled. Even when it wasn't working, she made it work.
Yeah, she's... See here, shoulder comes up right there, now 10. She's fighting it, fighting it. Decent. 12 there, and then chicane. She gets it just enough, gets enough push.
Well, that's good. If that skid had just stayed a little longer, then she would have been gone. Well, there it is. That's what it is. She'll be happy to see Lake Placid in her rearview mirror in a couple of days, I think. Amelia Coltman for Great Britain then. So Hannah Neiser, the Olympic champion, is our leader. And Amelia with 33 hundredths, a full third of a second. That's possibly 2 mistakes. Yeah. 5:39 getaway, so she adds to her advantage, 16 hundredths quicker than Neiser at the start.
Yeah, she just gets a decent run down here. She should be good, but as you say, anything happens. Oh, missed the hit a little bit right there. A little early into 5. Just getting behind there a little bit.
Now, if you put a bald eagle on her helmet, how Katie Eulander is her sliding star. She's quite busy. She's always moving around a little.
Little micro movements.
Yeah.
You're very right. Similar feet.
2nd best speed, 7 tenths up on Hannah Neiser. She's really romping away from the Olympic champion. This is going to be her best run of the competition, I think. Certainly looks the nicest. There she is, out of 19, across the line, 55.15.
Yeah, she did a great job of small mistakes, but nothing big, and getting that speed going, and good strong finish.
On that run alone, half a second quicker than Hannah Neiser.
That's impressive.
It is impressive, and you know, it means that the talent is in there in these sliders. They need a bit more experience, a bit more time on ice. And then, yeah, I mean, she's already been a World Cup race winner this season.
Looks happy. Yeah, this 14 is pretty nice. Right there. Great line there. 12, you know, getting the, oh no, this is down the heart.
Yeah.
Got a little behind there, but she had so much speed at that point, it didn't really matter.
Yeah. Yeah, she lost a little bit of her advantage, but not enough to make it. Hey! There you go.
Get the wave going.
Rouse the rabble. That's the way you do it. Amelia Coleman laughing her socks off. She really is. She really is. So 10 down, 15 to go. And this is where we get into potential snakes and ladders territory. From Jacqueline Pfeiffer, 1.96 off the lead, to Li Yuxi in 5th, 0.96 off the lead. Anything could and probably will happen.
A little bit here, possible.
Yeah, can Jacka move up?
546.
Oh, she's not going to outstart many in the remainder of the field, but boy, she can win medals with driving.
She's looking really relaxed right now. Great position.
A really up and down couple of days. 7th and then 11th, 14th, and then what in this run? She's already dropped behind Amelia Coleman. That start speed of Amelia's is really helping. Oh. Big height again. 2nd best speed though. Freya Tarbit still the quickest down the track. 3rd best speed. She's bringing it back, creeping up. We saw how Hannah Neiser found speed in the final couple of corners. The German way. Is she close? No. Freya will hang out in the leader's box for another sled at least.
Wow. Yeah, she'll be happy to have this World Champs done behind her.
Well, yeah, again, I'm afraid to say I think all 3 of the German girls will be maybe hoping that the Olympic Games are in Cortina next year.
Yeah, she's frustrated.
Yeah, she is.
But champion nonetheless. She's done a lot in her career, so can't win them all, can we?
No, there you go. 2017 world champion, Olympic silver medalist in 2018, and still a race winner.
Some good ice air time there on 12.
Listen, if she spent as much time on this track as she's had in Altenburg, then she would be another 10, 15 places further up the order.
Definitely.
And that's the simple fact of it. It's as tough a driver's track as the Berg. They just don't know it so well. So what about Jane Chandler, Canada, then? Is there a chance for her to move a little further up the order? 1.68 off the lead. She's only 12 hundredths behind the USA's Katie Eulander, who comes up next.
These next 3 sleds are only 18 hundredths apart. Pretty close. So.
Very close. Again, we're talking a couple of mistakes. Fastest start so far. Fastest escape velocity as well.
A little rough transition there off the 3. Handled it well, though. Didn't go too early into 4.
Half a second up on our current leader, Amelia Coleman, and building that advantage. Actually, a good-looking Jane Channel run. 48 hundredths up.
Lift the shoulder up a little bit there, but nice little exit on 10. She's keeping a good run together right now. This is looking good. Let's see how she goes through chicane.
Still got most of that lead. Nearly 4 tenths up on Amelia Coleman. Should be enough. Pretty clean through the heart and across the line. She tacks the wall, but a 55.11. She takes the lead. Will be no worse than 14th place.
Yeah, that was a decent run for Jane.
Her 8th World Championship. She's one of the most experienced in this field. Katie Eulander's in her 10th Worlds. Janine Flock in her 13th.
Wow.
I know.
That's crazy.
And that's not consecutive years, because don't forget, every 4 years we don't have a World Championships because we have an Olympic Games.
Yeah. A lot of experience.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
See here, this is a pretty rough exit off of 3.
Maybe
she does a great job of handling that, though. I could have
carrying a little
turned a
more
lot worse.
speed into 2 and 3 than she was expecting.
Yeah. And you have a good start and stuff. It actually is a little harder than 3.
Yeah.
The good starters, it's actually a little bit harder for them.
Come on, Hallie. You got this. Let's go.
Chicane. Come on, Hallie. She's saying, you've got this. Well, that's not for a while. First up, Katie Eulander. Last woman to win a World Championship gold medal on this track was Katie Eulander back in 2012.
So she can get a better start time here.
A 5-time Olympian. What a career she's had.
Yeah, she's been around. She's done a lot of great. She's a fierce competitor.
Yes, she is. Could well be.
A little mistake there for her. She's going to be frustrated that a little late before. She's got it right back. That shows experience on this track.
Well, she needs to find a bit of speed lower down, because at the moment she's in danger of dropping behind Amelia Coltman into 3rd place.
Has to push out 10 a little bit.
4th best speed. This is going to be right to the 100th with Amelia Coltman. Now she's just creeping her nose back in front.
Good speed, 117. See, it's going to be tight, but
not going to catch Jane Channel.
Yeah.
No. So 2nd at the line by 700s ahead of Amelia Coltman. And 55.53 compared to the British girls' 55.41.
Yeah, she'll be frustrated at that run.
Yeah. Well, it's been a tough season. Last year, her comeback on the World Cup, she had a really strong season in the medals and always looked competitive. This year, she struggled for health and fitness.
Yeah, she's
Not
struggled.
motivation, but she's just struggled to make the body do what she wants it to.
Yeah, she keeps fighting, that's for sure. And you see here, she just doesn't get that hit right there. She absorbed it too much and then doesn't get any crossover into 4. And then that really affects your speed through the highway there, and decent chicane there.
Good chicane. Well, she's aiming to go to her 6th Olympics, her 2nd in Italy. I don't know how many people can ever say that.
Not many.
Not many. Xiaodan of China, just a slender 600s ahead of Yulenda. 1800s then ahead of our current leader. And look at her runs. 15th and 1st and 20th.
Hey.
Yeah. And I was talking to Dirk Matchens, her coach, before the women's race got underway, and I said, what about that 2nd heat? How good will that have felt? And he would have said, yeah, that would have felt like the greatest thing you've ever done. And he's trying to bottle that and repeat it. That is the secret of sport, isn't it?
Yeah, some of these athletes are inconsistent, but man, they can good run down. That's just showing that you have the capability of doing that, which not everyone has that capability, right?
Well, listen, we can all 12 putt, but getting the hole in one once in your life, that's the holy grail.
Yeah, it is.
100th back, 1300s back. Now her start, 5:41, 2 tenths slower than Jane Channel. So can she drive herself back into contention?
It's a good 10 there. See if she can bring it back a little bit here.
Only the 5th best speed. Jane had the best speed in the top half of the track, but she's not. She's losing speed now. In the setup, not quite what she needed. It's so close. Trying to get the speed out of these sleds between being on and being off. 55.69. Jane Channel stays in the leader's box. She's going to move up a whisker. And Xiaodan going to slip down. She drops behind Yulenda and Coltman and our leader, Jane Channel. So she's down to 4th place with 11 to go. No top 10 finish for Xiaodan. I know her development coach, Mark Wood, is watching in Beijing. It's middle of the night now, I think. So Woody's Wonders claimed gold and silver in the men's race. Matt Weston, Marcus White, the last of the development group that he coached for Team GB. And then he coached these young athletes as they came into the Chinese program as well.
Good old Woody.
Yep. He says hi, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's back at it with another new group of sliders that we'll probably see in 4 years' time. So, Tabby Sturker from Great Britain. Now, the gap over Jane Channel is a decent one, but she needs a Heat 1 and Heat 3 run and not a Heat 2 run. 4th, and 17th in Heat 2. That's the disaster that dropped her out of a top 6 position.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if she can really on a good run here. Good start time, 22.
Yeah, not quite as quick as her previous ones, but she might just have been making sure she didn't pop the groove.
A little early in the 4 there, that's not going to help. Got it back pretty quickly though.
Yeah, half a second up on Jane Channel, maintaining that gap. Started at the same time as the Canadians, still 5,200s up.
Speed's not quite there as much as I expect.
No, it's going to come back down.
Oh, gonna get a little hit here. Skid.
Second best speed though, she's absolutely flying down to the chicane. How much of that will she carry to the line? Out of 17, 18, 19, wow. 67 hundredths up. That was a good run.
She brought it back down the bottom really well.
Yes, she did. And when she got onto the sled, she was half a second up. She added nearly 2 tenths more to that advantage over somebody as experienced as Jane Channel. That's a good run from Tabs. 24 years old, her 3rd World Championship. She was 4th in Winterberg, just 2 hundredths off a bronze.
You see here, she turns that sled away before taking the hit. Gets the back of the sled to hit first, and that gives her a little too much cross. Luckily, she was able to get some good push out of 4 and 14, or 10 and 14, and this mistake didn't cost her too much.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mistakes happening, it's okay. Love you, everybody watching. Thank you so much.
She hates her life, as you can tell. Happy
as ever. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you're not having fun, what are you doing?
All right, we're into the final 10 sleds with Janine Flock. Janine, the 35-year-old, in her 13th World Championships. Silver medalist in Innsbruck and in Altenburg. 3 times a World Cup champion, including this season. 3 times a Winter Olympian as well. One of the real veterans of this sport.
Yeah, she's so disciplined with her sliding and her training.
So fiercely competitive.
Yeah. She's having a great run so far right now. Let's see if she can.
Just bringing it back to Tabby Sturker. This is where the experience pays.
That was a great 10.
Look at the speed.
Oh, but she gets a little hung up on 12. Let's see if it affects her in 14. Nope.
Nails it, but look, the gap is still tiny. Only 8 hundredths in it. Can she build more?
I think she's going to pull out a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Across the line, a 10th. Not a huge amount, 54.91. That run would have seen her, if it was just a 1-heat race, ahead of Tabby Sturker by 300s. But it is a top 10 finish for Janine.
She'll be happy with that.
Yeah, that's an improvement on last year.
Yeah.
She was only 12th in Winterberg. And I think if I remember right, only her first ever World Championships was lower than that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
I think on her debut in Altenburg 2008, she was in the 20s. I think since then she's been pretty much single digits.
Yeah, this chicane, really nice.
And that great reflection on the chrome helmet of the lights tracking down. She is what this sport is all about. She never did any other sport. She lives and breathes for skeleton. So, Janine Flock guaranteed a top 10 finish. She leads from Tabby Sturker and Jane Channel. 9 to go. And again, what a varied set of heats Suzanne Creer's had. A shocker first time out, 13th, then 7th and 5th. She's getting her head around Lake Placid.
These next group of sliders, it's a tight, so there's a lot of action that can happen through here. Great 1 to 2.
2023 World Champion in Samarits. Skid going there.
Yeah.
1600s up. She's just about holding her advantage over Janine Flock. She better be good out of 10 because Janine was motoring in the bottom parts of the track. Gap's coming right down.
Oh, got a decent push, but not quite as good as Janine did.
Into the red, 5th best speed.
Get it through here. Speed's not quite there still.
Yeah.
I think Janine might get her.
Freya Tarbet's still the fastest at the bottom. Janine Flock, I think, has enough in the tank. Suzanne Creer not going to get there. Oof. Got close. Not enough. 54.99. So Janine 800s faster, was 400s back after 3 heats, ends up 400s ahead after 4. Suzanne Creer, the 2023 World Champion, will have to come back next year a little stronger if she wants an Olympic medal. She hasn't had a bad season, but yeah, Lake Placid, not one that she'll remember particularly fondly.
Yeah. These next 3 sleds, it's a pretty tight field, so there could be, Janine still could pick off a few more, we'll see.
Yeah. And conversely, there could be some movement ahead of her as well, because next up is Kelly Curtis, who knows this track as well as anybody in this group of 10, perhaps, except maybe Janine.
Yeah.
Well, there's Suzanne.
Home track.
Yeah. And Kel, you know, she's had a great run. 500s ahead of Janine Flock, and only, what was it, 500s behind Kim Marmons. Let's see what she can produce. She doesn't have the start that she did. That will come next year, because she's
33.
As well as dealing with a young baby, she'll be really working the body hard during the summer.
Small skid out of 1, saved it.
5th best speed.
Oh, a little double tap in 3-4. That's not going to help. Too early into 5.
Advantage is hard from 1500s to 700s.
See if she can get this run back.
Just have a good highway.
Falling by a little bit here. See if she gets decent push here. Oh, that's the speed.
The 5th best speed, not enough. Kelly Curtis is going to lose ground here. This was such a tough, tight group of sleds. 2nd best speed.
Oh, hanging up there.
Oh, I was going to say, can she bring it back?
Hopefully she doesn't fall that too far. Let's see.
No. 3rd or 4th at the line. 4th at the line.
It's a frustrating run.
It'll be top 12 at worst, but I'm sure she would have hoped to have halved that number.
Janine Flock in another spot. She's happy about that for sure.
Yeah. Only the 2nd World Championship for Kelly Curtis. Came onto the World Cup in the 22-23 season. Her first Worlds in St. Moritz. And then missing last year as she became a new mum.
So see here a little skid out of 1. She handled that quite well, but this is what really got her. This hit and then the hit before 4. That's a killer.
Well, she was 20th in St. Moritz on her World Cup debut, with not the start that she used to have. She will be no worse than 12th. Don't apologise.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Oh, there's a little one.
There's the fan. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Well, I met her husband and her daughter as they were heading up for the first heat. They're enjoying their day with mum and dad. Kim Marmons now, leader after the first heat. Disappointing run 2 and 3. Is this salvation for Lil Kim?
I'm sure she'd love to finish strong with this race, especially as she started so strong.
I don't know what Richard Bromley has been able to do from home in terms of motivation or advice. I know Kim,
A little late here. That's gonna,
Kim Nicole Severa will be missing him. 900s up on Janine Flock.
She's gonna fall behind Janine, I think.
There's only a 10th covering the top 3.
Oh, boy.
This could be trouble. Yeah, she's dropping behind Flock and Kreyer and Sturker and Kelly Curtis.
Oh, man.
It's really coming unravel. 17th best speed. She's only the 19th sled down.
Wow.
A horrible, horrible end for what looked so promising for Kim Marmons.
That's too bad.
Fastest in the first heat, 13th and then 10th, and at the moment only the 10th best run, and we still have our top 6 to come.
Yeah, she knows it. She's wants that one back.
And how? I mean, how do you explain to a fan watching at home for the first time how you can be fastest of all in the first heat and then barely top 10 after that?
A little scorpion there.
Yeah. That is the vagaries of this sport. And again, there she's just trying to give it everything, let it fly.
Yeah.
Right, so encouragement for her training partner, Nicole Silveira of Brazil. She'll be coming up shortly, but first, Liu Qi of China. So every slider that comes has a slightly bigger advantage over Janine Flock, our current leader. Hers is 1600ths of a second.
Yeah.
And Zach, still, that's nothing.
It's nothing. She's going to have to put down a good run here to stay in front of her.
You know, we measure in thousands, and if you're 1600s up in Innsbruck, done deal. Almost don't bother starting. Here, it's nothing. 5:27 getaway. Good strong start from Lee.
Oh, a little late in the 2. Nice good 2 to 3. And we'll get back by 3-4.
She added 1400ths to her advantage, so she was 3200ths up over Janine when she lay down. That's down to 2100ths. It'll be near single digits. It is 500ths.
She's got a decent 10. The speed's just not quite there. She's going to fall back.
Yeah. And this is Janine Flock at her best, really producing the speed, and only the 9th best speed. She's in free fall now. We talked about it before the heat. So close the gaps here that if you don't get it right, you'll get it very, very wrong. Well, she just crept in front of Kelly Curtis by 100th.
Her run wasn't that bad either. Just couldn't get that speed going. Just
yeah,
you don't build that speed even if your lines are that good. Sometimes they look good, but you're oversteering, and it comes to hurts that speed on the way down the track.
Janine Flock 3700ths quicker than that run from Li Yuqi. So Li drops behind.
Still one of my favorite helmets.
Yeah, yeah. All the Chinese athletes have got great looking helmet art, and I don't know who does it for them, if it's the same artist or different artists, but I mean, that again is a real sign of how much they really buy into all of this.
Yeah.
All right, Janine Flock leads. Suzanne Crea, who looked disappointed, is slowly creeping up the order, and in the slipstream, so too is Tabby Sturker, 3rd with 5 to go. So Janine in the top 6. And after the third heat, she was only 10th. Here's our world champion, Hallie Clark. This is possibly where we start to think about medals. 7600ths off the lead, but 3200ths out of a medal. It could happen.
Yeah, she's within striking distance for sure. She's put down a good run, and anything's possible.
But it has to be perfect, or as close as you can get in this place.
Been pretty good so far.
Elbows out steering in the Devil's Highway.
Yeah, this is where Janine got really excellent 10. She got a great push out here. And Lizzie's athletes, yeah, it's 13th fastest speed. It's not going to do it.
She's gone from 4300ths up to single digits.
It's going to be close.
Is she even going to be in the green?
No, she's going to fall back.
500ths. Wow. Now the question is, if she falls back, how many spots? A 10th cover the top 3. Second, third in line, 500ths back. Janine can't believe it.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
The world champion slips on the final run.
And this is more like I expect from Janine. Like she.
There you go. One run, one really good run, and suddenly.
And she knows that. She's been around and done enough competitions that you put down one good run and anything can happen.
Never over till it's over.
Yep.
Well, there's Hallie Clark. Face man with the sled.
She's had a great career, though. She should be really proud.
Well, in the last 12 months, she's been the world champion and then the junior world champion. She's 20. We're going to see a lot of Hallie Clark.
Yeah, not her best run, but still a great race.
Yeah. Third place, 4 to go.
But sometimes, you know, when you're sitting in that 5th spot, you're not looking, you're wanting to go into medal position.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes you have to wait on the line. Sometimes that doesn't work out for you.
Yep. All or nothing. You don't have a medal, you might as well give it everything.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly. So I think she was letting it go on that.
And what about Nicole Silveira Opera? We could have 2 outstanding medal stories here. This would be one. Nicole Silveira took her first 2 World Cup medals of her career this season. She is absolutely at her very best. The best we've ever seen of her. 5:37 getaway.
She's been very consistent first 3 runs. So let's see how she does here. Already looking nice and smooth, consistent. She's a great driver.
Yes, she is.
A little early there. That's going to twist her late. She might have a little roughness right here.
Tall, strong, carries a lot of mass on the sled, and that helps to sort of mitigate against some of those skids. 2700s up.
Pretty good speed there.
She's lost half her lead over Janine Flock. That doesn't mean she can't take a medal, but she has to finish ahead of Janine if she wants to.
5th fastest speed. This is going to be close.
Yes, it is. 1400. She's going to have the lead at the line. She does. She leads with 3 to go. No guarantees, but she is within touching distance.
Is it going to be enough to get her in the medals?
Wow. Well, she's done everything she can. 7th in the first heat, 5th in the second, 6th in the third. 5th fastest so far. Janine Flock does have the fastest run of the heat, I think. But we'll have to wait and see whether that is enough.
Yeah, she looked nice and smooth on the track. No big mistakes. Little skid here. But overall, a pretty solid run.
That's what she's done all the way through. So, can Brazil take a first ever World Championship medal? And that would be bobsleigh and skeleton. 3 to go. Or do we get a US medal from Mystique Rowe? Now, how is she internalizing the pressure that she must be putting on herself to try and do well on home ice? The best chance of her career.
Great push. 5:13.
Stunning starting from Mystique.
And she finally get that 1-2. There's no skid there. This is... Lost one right there. She got that back just barely.
Yeah, 7/10 up.
All right,
if
let's
she
see.
finishes ahead of Nicole Silveira, she will take a World Championship medal. 3rd after 3 heats, Mystique Rowe.
Oh, she missed the push out there a little bit. 6th fastest speed.
Still nearly 3/4 of a second up. That'll be down to maybe half a second at the chicane. 6:10, she's still got it.
She's got it.
She is in the medals. 17, 18,
wow.
19 to the line. Mystique Rowe to take the lead.
Awesome. Medal for Mystique Rowe. That's awesome.
Yeah, yes it is. Well, the last time we were here, not the last time, the time before we were here, we had the Push World Championships in the brand new Ice House. She took the gold then. She's going to add the sliding bronze at least.
Still not the fastest time of the heat, though.
No.
Janine still has the fastest time.
Yes, she does.
She got the baby. Love it. Congrats for her. She.
Well, whatever she was feeling, she quietened those voices, didn't she, Zach?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of nerves, and being on your home track and having all the home track fans and everything, it's a lot of pressure, and she did a good job of handling it.
And it's not that you feel the pressure, it's just that you don't want to let them down, and you don't want to let yourself down, and that's what it is trying to do your best without trying too hard. So Mystique Rowe leads, and oh boy, what could this be for Anna Fernstedt? 5th fastest, 3rd fastest, 2nd fastest. Anna, we believe, come on.
She has been so consistent.
And so relaxed with it. 5:47, that's where she normally starts, but it's 4300s, 4400s slower than Mystique Rowe.
Oh, great 3-4. She's got a great top of the track.
She has to drive herself into this medal.
Yeah, don't let those splits get you confused right now. She's definitely doing what she needs to do to be where she needs to be right now.
Yeah, she's not fast at the top. She was fast at the bottom. Look.
Good push there.
Third best speed, bringing it back down.
She has to get this chicane perfect and feel the tension.
And she has shot the chicane superbly. Little skid, 7th best speed, 1500s.
Could be
Nicole
close.
Silveira is half a second back. She will be in the medals. Is it gold or silver or bronze?
Oh, wow.
She will take a World Championship medal. Yes, Anna, 800 hundreds in it.
She's happy.
Yes, she will be.
Wow.
Anna Fernstedt from the Czech Republic. Her 7th World Championship. She got a team bronze in 2017. And there's her best traveling buddy. Oh, Leslie Stratton, Anna Fernstedt. They've spent so much time traveling, rooming, sliding, having fun together. What an emotional moment.
Wow. Yeah, she had, when you are behind like that in the start, you have to be perfect. And like that chicane, just a couple little skids, and that's all it takes. When you're talking about a world championship medal, that's all it takes.
Best ever result, 4th place on her debut for Germany in Koenigsegg. Now she has a world championship medal. Amazing. 8 years later. And on her birthday, and the birthday of her coach, Kristen Bromley, could it be happy birthday in 55 seconds for Kimberly Bos of the Netherlands? The leader after the 2nd heat. She extended that with a best run in the 3rd run. 5:32 getaway. Good, strong start for Kim Bos.
Yep. Great 1-2. Decent 3-4. Let's see how she gets through the highway. 2500s
up, down to 1200s over Mystique Rowe. Mystique will not breathe for the next 40 seconds, I can guarantee.
This push right here is to be key. Oh, good speed.
Best speed, the first to go quicker than Freya Tarvit. First in about 15 sleds to be quicker.
Oh, wow. That's
through the chicane.
Beautiful chicane.
3500s. She's going to stream away now from Mystique Rowe. It will be gold for Kimberly Bos. Surely nothing can stop her now. The Dutch slider is our race winner. She takes gold on her birthday.
Wow, yeah, she's excited.
Finally, she's going to let the emotion out.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's Kristen Bromley at the bottom. Happy birthday to both. And boy, she's coming to this. She's come into this the hard way. 3 or 4 years back, she was literally not jogging, walking off the start, sliding World Cup races to keep her ranking, to keep the Netherlands with a spot in the World Cup so that she could come back stronger and stronger and stronger. She was a bronze medalist in the Games in 2022. And now she is a world champion, the first for the Netherlands.
That's awesome.
In women's skeleton.
That's amazing.
And if John Morgan was here, he could tell me the best ever Dutch bobsleigh result, and I don't know it off the top of my head, but he certainly would.
That's big for them. That's big for their country, and it's amazing. She should be so proud. I'm sure the country's they're going to be excited for her.
Well, somewhere down in Wiltshire, Shelley Rudman, Kristen Bromley's longtime partner, and their daughters are watching and bouncing up and down like lunatics as well. Kimberly Bos, the world champion. And that 2nd heat didn't look in doubt, did it?
No. She threw down. She knew what she wanted.
In the medal positions in the 1st run. 3rd fastest, 2nd fastest, fastest.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Not just consistent, but consistently like greased lightning. Kimberly Bos takes gold, Mystique Rowe takes silver, and Anna Fernstedt takes bronze. A career-high 4th place for Nicole Silveira of Brazil, and Janine Flock all the way back up to 5th, ahead of Suzanne Kreyer. And Tabby Sturker up into 8th place. Where was she at the end of the heat? She came up from 11th place, so she had a good final run as well. Those are our finishing positions, and for those who are delighted, congratulations. For 95% of the field, commiserations. But it's been a thrilling women's skeleton world championships. With the men and the women's single races completed, tomorrow night, around this time actually, not too far from now, we'll be starting the teams race, and we will see a lot of these sliders in action again. And then Sunday night, zigzags. If you're in town, you know where to go. Well, there you go. And if you predicted that podium accurately, again, I want to know Saturday night's lotto numbers. Well, Anna Fernstedt has really come on back strongly in the last 2 or 3 seasons. She discovered that she has diabetes, so she went undiagnosed for years, and fluctuations in performance and how well she was feeling, she's got much more under control. Ooh, as a result, a World Championship bronze medal. Well, there you go. That is it for the men and the women. Teams race comes up tomorrow night, but tomorrow morning, 0900 local, 1400, 1200 GMT, we will be starting our bobsleigh action with the Monobob. Until then, from everybody, my thanks to Sattler, thanks to you for joining. From Martin Haven and the TV crew, we'll see you tomorrow for much more action. Bye for now.
World Championships here in Lake Placid. Kimberly Boss from the Netherlands. Great racing all day. We're going to send it back onto the booth. If you're walking past this big team, come on in, get on and listen to Chris Walker from